All right, good morning once again. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning. The environment is so cozy. Everybody seems to remember that they have one jacket somewhere, one sweater somewhere, one, just something to cover your body. And that's to let you know that, Nigeria is evolving, and the year is starting on a very good note because people seems to be enjoying, the weather. Good morning once again. My name is Dr. Banjo. This is Crossfire. And today on the show, as usual, I have my co-anchor with me, Benga Aboroa. Benga, how are you doing today?
It's good. The weather is great. Hamilton has finally arrived in Lagos. And
yesterday I actually was saying, I said, now I spend, money every other day to wash my car. Because, by the time I park it somewhere, it's all dusty when living,
It's welcome, though. It's really cool. So I want cool TV.
All right. We're back again with another very interesting episode of your program on TV. This is Crossfire. And as usual, we'll be dealing with a very, very, very important topic today. And before we go into that, we would like to take you through a journey. As usual, we want you to be abreast of all the happenings and the goings on in the society. And we try as much as possible to throw more light on as many issues as we can accommodate on the show. But this morning, as usual, we'll be taking a topic. And our topic this morning is, should the 2015 elections hold as planned or be postponed? Should the 2015 elections be held as planned or be postponed? A delegate representing the South-South geopolitical zone of Nigeria during the national conference, Chief Okon Usong, made the proposition to the federal government and the Independent National Electoral Commission, having been urged to postpone the 2015 general and presidential election for at least 18 months. According to him, the upcoming February 2015 elections could not be held with the current security challenges Nigeria is facing. Boko Haram engaging in killings and abductions of innocent persons, wanton destructions of property, the former vice presidential candidate of the defunct Congress for Progressive Change, that is the CPC, Tunde Bakare, has called on the federal government again and the National Assembly to activate the constitutional provision for the suspension of the 2015 elections. In his message titled, "The Gathering Storm and Avoidable Shipwreck, How to Avoid Catastrophic Eurocladon," Tunde Bakare quoted Section 133 of the 1999 Constitution, which provides that if the Federation is at war in which the territory of Nigeria is physically involved, and the President considered that it is not practicable to hold elections, the National Assembly may pass a resolution to extend the period of 4 years mentioned in subsection 2 of the section from time to time. But such extension shall not exceed a period of 6 months at any point in time. According to him, the argument against this would be the notion that the country is not at war. Indeed, the country is not at war. How can one explain the invasion and the annexation of the Nigerian territory by insurgents launching attacks from our borders and neighboring countries? The cleric said Nigerians should not forget that on May 14, 2013, while declaring a state of emergency in the 3 states in the northeastern part of Nigeria, President Goodluck Jonathan said of the activity of the terrorists, "This action amounts to a declaration of war and a deliberate attempt to undermine the authority of the Nigerian state and threatening its territorial integrity. As a responsible government, we will not tolerate this, and because it is a state of war." That was what the president said. Very interesting.
I agree with Pastor Bakari and the others that have called for the postponement of the elections. There's a constitutional provision for that if we're at war, and we indeed
Can I quickly remind
because
you?
their territories just
Can I
2 days
quickly
ago,
remind you that
yes,
that the elections, the 2015 elections, is just in a few weeks' time?
5 weeks away. Still, you can always invoke that section of the Constitution because the signs are grave. 2 days ago, there was a military base. If a military base could be overrun in Baga, what is a
Yeah, but what we have, we've been hearing conflicting. We've been hearing conflicting stories that the cantonment was not taken over.
But you and I know that the northeast region is restive.
No, but that's just the region. That's just the region.
I would like to
Nigeria.
ask you if you don't mind volunteering as an INEC official to go conduct elections in, let's say, Chibok or the northeast. Would you willingly take that offer?
Why not? Benga, why not? Yeah, why not? I mean, what are you expecting me to say? To say I'm not going to go? I'm a Nigerian by blood, by birth, by everything, and I stand, for this policy.
Yeah, but it's a state of anarchy in the northeast. I mean, it's one attack the other day.
Without really trying to sound funny, Benga, I think, to be very sincere with you, the situation in the northeastern part of the country calls for emergency. It calls for
we've been in a state of emergency for quite some time, and billions have been spent on the defense budget, but we're not seeing the results. We're not seeing the results. But soldiers are still complaining of lack of equipment.
All right. Anyway,
and all of that.
Anyway, we have an interesting topic to be dealing with today, and so we don't want to waste so much time. But we would like to go through a couple of issues that have been itemized as stories that are making headlines, and as we go through that, we will just take 1 or 2 minutes to quickly go through that, and then we come back to addressing the topic of today, Benga.
Okay.
What do you have to say about some stories making headlines?
One more time, yes, once again. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has taken a swipe at the administration of President Goodluck Jonathan. Okay. He said the government, through its frivolous expenditures, has squandered over $55 billion in oil money. You know what is interesting about all of this is, and he broke it down, he had really valid points. He said by the time he left, they left a certain amount at the excess crude oil account and it's been depleted, and he made quite valid points. But the thing is, people can't separate the message from the messenger. They said when Obasanjo was there, what did he do? And does he have monopoly of opinion in Nigeria? Because he's not the only living former head of states. We have Gowon, we have Shagari, Babangida, Abdulsalami.
OBJ seems to me like one of the presidents that we've had in Nigeria, and a Nigerian that seems to understand this polity called Nigeria. I believe
isn't he part of the problem? Is he not a PDP member? Is it not part of why we're in this?
Yeah, I don't understand what you're. I don't understand what you're saying. I mean, I'm talking about the president of Olusegun Obasanjo.
But you can't separate him from PDP.
No. We can't actually separate him from PDP. We can. I mean, he has never come up at a point in time, aside from the fact that we know that he was the president of Nigeria on that platform. As of today, nobody knows the party Obasanjo belongs to. He has not come up
still a member of PDP. Some people said he's PDP in APC clothing. Most of the things he says against PDP.
What's the second one?
And the second one, wow, this is bad news for Nigeria, bad news for the economy. I really don't know how we'll do this. Even the budget was the crude oil. This is it. Crude oil has slumped to an all-time 5-year low at $53. That way, if you remember, there was a boom time. Crude oil was over $100 for quite some time. And now it's $53. Do you know the implications of this for the Nigerian economy? I hope we don't get to that situation where former President Obasanjo predicted that because of corruption and lack of planning of this government, they might have problems paying workers' salaries. And
that's already
I hope we don't get there.
That seems to be happening. I think about 7 states of the Federation didn't get salary,
December salary. I hope they won't tighten the austerity measures, because if the oil price keeps sliding, the government will have to come up. They say desperate times call for desperate measures, and you and I might have to pay the price.
Anyway, this show seems to address and is poised to ensure that Nigerians participate in this country. I mean, you're keeping quiet and you're not doing anything or not speaking out does not in any way justify the fact that we have a government who probably may be insensitive to the need of the populace. And that's why this show, Crossfire, is a show that we expect you to be a part of. Let's know your thoughts. Let's take care of your concerns, and let's throw more light on issues as Nigerians decide in a few weeks' time, electing another government into power. And then the question in the mind of Nigerians has always been, are we going to have a continuity wherein PDP keeps ruling us for the next 4 years, or we're going to be experiencing an absolute or a total change in government? I mean, this is a big question in the hearts of Nigerians.
Yes, and Nigerians will decide in February,
yeah,
and I know they know what is good for them.
I think that it will be very, very difficult, right now to be able to usher in a fresh government.
Why would you say so?
Okay,
Nigerians are tired, Dapo. Don't put words in their mouth. Nigerians are tired.
Yeah,
Speak for yourself.
I'm talking for myself, and I know that I represent a lot of Nigerians too, who probably have an inclination towards my position.
Yeah, sure. There's always two sides to a coin.
Exactly. So it really determines. I mean, what really determines where and what we experience come February 2015 is what Nigerians will go en masse, out, during the elections to really, perform their civic duty by ensuring that we are sensitive enough to selecting or electing, let me put it that way. Don't forget that in February, we likely will be having a selection or an election. For me, that's the way it has always been.
It will be an election this time.
Okay, I hope so.
The people are more sensitive.
Was it an election in 2011 when Goodluck Jonathan was actually ushered into power?
He won free and fair.
Okay, so it was an election. It wasn't a selection.
It was an election.
All right. Now, let's quickly before we go on a short break, what's your position? Should the election go ahead as planned for 2015 come February, or it should be postponed? We witnessed one of the delegates, in the Sovereign National Conference, who initially proposed that, that time, that's about 7 months ago, that we should postpone the February election for about 18 months, and all of that. And then Tunde Bakare came up again,
his lenses voice to
2 days ago, to saying that from all indices, he believes very strongly that elections should be postponed. What's your position?
I believe it should be postponed, but
I believe it should not be postponed.
With some conditions.
We'll go on a short break, and when we come back, and then we'll take our various positions, and then go ahead and defend whatever decision that we believe we're holding on to. So stay tuned with us. right, we are back. This is still Crossfire. And as usual, we already introduced the topic that we're treating today. 2015 elections come February. A couple of school of thoughts have been suggesting and statements have been made publicly. Should the elections go ahead as planned or should be postponed? Benga, you said before we went on a short break that, that you don't think, or you think that the election should be postponed.
The government, in spite of the huge budget that's been allocated to defense, there seems to be an increase in the space of the insurgency, and it seems the insurgents have the upper hand. So how do you conduct elections in such an atmosphere of insecurity? I mean, how do you protect the lives of the INEC officials, the voters? Nobody's going to come out. They're going to be easy targets. If you've not managed to secure the countries, if you've not managed to secure a certain part of the country for the past 3 or 4 years, then why would the insurgents cease fire? What miracle are you going to do for the next 7 weeks before the elections to make sure things go according to plan? And
are you trying to say that the government, are you trying to say that INEC is not doing their job? Are you trying to say the government is not prepared?
It is impossible.
Is not prepared to make elections to take place in those areas?
It is impossible for elections to take place in those areas.
How?
Because, look, 2 days ago,
people are still living there.
2 days ago, insurgents attacked a military base in Baga.
Yes.
That is a military base. They have weapons. They're trained to defend the territorial integrity of Nigeria. If soldiers are being attacked and they can't do anything about it, what will happen to civilians?
You know,
it simply defies all logic. It cannot work.
My take on this is that, see, there's a group of people who are positioned to actually ensure that the state of the nation continue to experience instability.
And whose responsibility is it that was to take care of the lives and property of Nigerians? Look, people, there are criminals everywhere in the world. There are people that don't mean well. There's always good and evil.
How come
the government must stand above.
With all the crime,
they have the responsibility. They have the responsibility.
Excuse me,
forget America. Why are you bringing America into this?
Why won't I bring America into it?
Crime and insurgency is different. Look, we have terrorists. They're gaining territory.
These guys are criminals. These guys are criminals.
They're attacking military bases, and you want us to go ahead with elections. How possible is that? Tell me. How do you conduct elections in that kind of atmosphere? Now, let me tell you that there are so many implications to this. Let's say, peradventure, if the election results are inconclusive and we go into a runoff.
No,
and
see, Benga,
if there's no landslide victory, the defeated opponent would use the excuse that elections don't take place in some places or some.
Are you trying to say the opposition party? Now, I can see your position. Let me. No. It's not. It's not. The way you are sounding. No, Benga. See, the way you are sounding.
Elections they hold in the northeast of Nigeria.
You are obviously against the government of the day.
They will go to court.
You are obviously against the government of the day. No, the way you are sounding, you are against the government of the day. Let me prove it to you that you are against the government of the day.
I am a patriotic Nigerian, but
no, I don't believe that.
On ground,
I don't believe that. Do you know why I don't believe that? APC have a better interest in the northeastern part of APC have a better interest in the northeastern part of the country. They have better interest than PDP.
I have, Dapo.
They have better interest than PDP.
If elections are postponed, how long will they be postponed for? If a government that cannot
take care of propositions, propositions have been like, okay, for 6 months. After 6 months, we don't see.
What is the guarantee that in 6 months?
And that is why I am even saying, don't postpone it.
Maybe we should give it the first 6 months. We should give it a try first.
No, I don't believe so. Let me tell you something. It is a calculated. No,
Nigerians.
I understand that.
What happens to them?
But there are plans in place.
Would they lose their civic responsibility?
No, but there have been plans in place.
There are no plans.
Who says?
This government.
The government is planning.
No,
can't you see all the camps that have been provided?
So
water, food, shelter, clothing
they are in a state of emergency. They don't have a right to vote.
How?
Why would you disenfranchise them?
You cannot disenfranchise them. They are going to vote. So many of them have even received their PVCs.
Elections will hold in Baga. Elections will hold in the areas around Sambisa Forest.
Why not?
Are you going to go and conduct elections then?
Benga, why are you making it look as if it's a ghost town?
It is a ghost town.
Baga,
Why do we have
all of these places, people are still living there.
The other day,
It's not a ghost
the governor
town.
of Borno State.
It is not a ghost town. People are still living there.
And it was begging, because there are over 100,000 Nigerian refugees there, it was begging them to come back home, that things were secure. So come back to what? Those Nigerians won't be able to vote because of the state of insecurity. And what hurts me the most is the gigantic, the enormous budget. Over $5 billion has been spent in the past
let me say this, Benga.
on defense. And we're not getting results. How do you defend that?
Now, you see, there's a need for us as Nigerians. And it is essential that, you see, the information we get across to Nigerians, that they are confirmed and that they are true.
It is very
Listen,
true. Are we in a state of
hold on. I'm going somewhere, and that those information are true. The reason why I'm sounding this way, hold on, the reason why I'm saying this is that, see, don't let us give the impression as if all these places that are war ravaged are ghost towns. People hold on. Look, people are still living there.
We are
people
all Nigerians.
Are still living
it is
there.
one Nigeria. If there's something wrong with a part of your leg, you cannot function at optimum level.
That's not true.
A part of Nigeria
that means you're not giving room to crippled
so
people.
It affects
They have
all
a right to equal life. Yes, I mean, that's your analysis. I debunk it.
Why are you bringing this in?
Yes, I'm bringing it. I mean,
it's not valid. Your argument is not valid.
How?
It's totally not valid.
Let me tell you something. I'm bringing you to a point.
The northeastern part of Nigeria is under a state of emergency.
Okay.
They're part of Nigeria.
That's to tell you.
There are billions, millions of Nigerians that have been affected by this state of insecurity, and you want to go ahead and conduct elections. And
why should? Let me tell you something.
What happened to them?
Benga,
so we should just what should they do?
You as an average Nigerian, let me tell you something. Be careful what you say. You're on the national TV. You're on the national TV. Be careful what you say.
I have my facts.
Now, this country is in a state. State in which this country is.
I know how important the elections are to you.
Yeah.
February 14th, you would vote. You have your permanent voters.
Yeah.
How would you feel if you're Nigerian and you see the state of things in the nation?
Now, virtually everywhere in the world, there are always people who are disenfranchised. Not sometimes
in their hundreds of thousands, bordering on millions.
Because they don't want to vote.
And you say elections have been conducted. What kind of elections would you conduct?
See, let me tell you something. We give the impression to the whole world that everywhere, okay, in Liberia, hold on, in Liberia, you are making it look like Liberia was so peaceful before their last election. There were no crimes. There were no wars. There were no issues.
Why are you bringing Liberia?
I'm going to bring it into it because, I mean, it's an African country, but they conducted an election in the midst of the war, and they elected a president into power. See, let me say this to you, Benga.
This is
Nigeria. I am not saying that there is no problem in the northeastern part of the country. I'm simply saying this should not at any point in time affect a planned election. Election.
Let's be practical and pragmatic about this.
Okay.
Tell me how elections will hold.
Okay. Now,
if ordinary lives and property cannot be secured.
The Independent National Electoral Commission have been working. Hold on.
Do they conduct elections with
guns? Do you know the plan of the government to provide security for elections?
The government is saying we're on top of the situation, the top of the insurgency situation
because
for the past how many months? And every other day we keep hearing reports of security breaches.
Imagine
so
this.
what kind of...
Imagine this, Benga.
There's a trust deficit between the people and the government.
Let me give you room.
How would you want me to believe
Let me give you room for imagination.
A military base was overrun the other day.
Just because of some civil disturbances in Ondo State. I mean, in Ekiti State, shortly before the PDP...
We're talking of a state of war.
Hold on, Benga. Can't I make my point? Can't I just make my point?
Your point is not valid. Let's stay on the argument. You've started your Maradona.
Let's take a call. Tajuddin is calling us from Mina. Tajuddin, how are you today?
Hello.
Hello, Tajuddin.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Tajuddin. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Tajuddin. Go ahead and make your point.
Yes, I want to contribute on the issue you are discussing.
Please go ahead.
I think I agree with Benga about the issue. It's good to be very objective about this and just try to be realistic.
Hello?
I agree with Benga about what
Okay, go ahead. We can hear you loud and clear.
It's not good to be segmental about it. The issue is not the APC or the PDP stuff.
Can you give one or two reasons why you think the election should be postponed, Tajuddin?
Even if it's extended.
Hello?
Maybe it's extended. Maybe the INEC is giving more time. If the INEC is giving more time, you cannot guarantee.
But INEC has told Nigerians that they are ready for elections come February.
And these 4 years is almost 5 weeks to come. And they are still telling us it's not going to be.
All right, thank you very much, Tajudeen, for your contribution. We appreciate it.
I mean, they all agree with you.
Yeah,
every day.
Not they all. There's only one person who has called on the show, Benga. And let me tell you something. I mean,
where were you dribbling?
Hold on. I'm not dribbling anything. Now, we have an independent National Electoral Commission who has been planning for election come 2015 February.
I agree with you.
Hold on.
Okay.
Do you think Atahiru Jega will, somebody of his caliber and his exposure and his integrity. This is somebody who, over a period of time, has conducted free and fair elections in this country.
Well, he's
and you
capable,
are saying, hold on.
I'm not judging his
Are you trying to say he will not know if Nigeria is not ready for February 2015?
It is beyond him.
How?
He does not control the security.
If we don't have a free and fair election,
he's not going to put INEC officials in harm's way.
He's one of the people to be blamed.
It's not going to put people in harm's way.
No.
And in what way are we going to have free and fair
Government is supposed to provide security for INEC
if
to be able to
majority of
conduct.
Nigerians are enfranchised. All of them. How do you conduct
let me put it
elections?
this way. Are you aware
What kind of election
hold
is that?
on. Are you aware
it's
that
going to lead to a constitutional crisis?
Hold on. Are you aware that
the loser of the presidential election, he can always use it in court. He would say, the Constitution of Nigeria says you should have two-thirds spread in
of course.
All the states.
Who is going to use that? Who is going to use that?
Of course,
the person who have a tendency to lose, right? The person who have a tendency to lose.
Because Nigerians want change, and they've been calling for change because we cannot continue in this.
You are so biased. You are so biased, and you can't hide it, Benga. You are so biased, and you can't. I'm serious. You are so biased, and you can't hide it. But let me make a point. Do you know in the last, 2011 elections, the Air Force participated very actively in moving electoral materials around. The Navy participated over the water.
2015
and soldiers were deployed.
The level of insurgency, the state of insurgency. Can you compare it now? Let's do a comparative analysis. Things were not as bad as they are now. 2 days ago, military barracks was overrun.
I can tell you very.
And you still want to conduct elections. What miracle is going to happen between now and 15th of February?
Ibrahim is calling us from Kogi. Ibrahim, how are you today?
Good morning, Dapo.
Good morning, Ibrahim.
Benga, good morning.
Good morning, Ibrahim.
Usually I would have. I hope I'm loud and clear.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Usually I would be taking side with Benga on a very good day. But obviously today is not a very good day because
it's a good day. We're talking practicality.
Okay,
here.
Let's listen to him.
No, I've made my point. Dapo, please, it's not Uhuru yet. Let me land. Let me make my point.
Nice one.
So the issue is, let's reverse. 2011.
Okay.
We had elections.
Yes.
There was sporadic, of course, violence and all that, and we learned from it. Or let me say, we haven't really learned from it because government has not yet acted on the recommendations.
Yeah.
Now we are in 2015. Elections are about to hold. Usually, you would expect that when injustice is done to one person, it's a threat to the justice of all. Usually.
Yes.
We should have discussed the issue of not conducting election or conducting elections, I think, as at 2013, early 2014. That way we would have known our stand. Naturally, I served in Bauchi, where violence is not as serious as in Borono and Adamawa. You would find it hard to believe that even core members are scared to even stay there.
Yeah.
So coming to tell us that we'll conduct elections realistically may not be too possible. Some people, close to 20%, 15% of those in the Northeast will be disenfranchised. Quote me. That one is certain.
No, but now, have you collected your voter's card?
Of course, I'm in Kogi. I have left that end now. Okay. But I am telling you that right about now, certain individuals are going to be disenfranchised in Northeast. That one is certain. Okay. But whether the election should go on or not cannot even come up now, because in Afghanistan, Iraq, and other more severe cases, we have elections going on smoothly, and then people expressing their views. Everybody cannot express their views.
But
majority can express their views. So I think on that basis, I'll take a stand with that for today and say for now, we have to go on with elections and pray and believe that the elections will help us change things to correct the abnormality we have on ground. Thank you very much.
Now, and that is my argument. Thank you. God bless you, Ibrahim. You know, I don't know. I'm just in love with Ibrahim. I don't know him, but he is so objective. And
Make your point,
this program is about being objective. Let me tell you something.
I am being objective.
If really and truly, Benga, hold on, Benga. If really and truly you are objective, and all right, let's take Chinedu. Chinedu is calling us. Chinedu, how are you today?
Hello?
Hello, Chinedu. Chinedu. All right, I think we lost that call.
Him.
Now, let me quickly make that point. Hold on. You will go ahead, Benga.
Ibrahim has made your point for you. Let me speak.
No, wait. You will talk. I just want to put the show in perspective, Benga. I'm not saying anything.
No. We've been putting him in perspective for
Can you listen?
Since we started.
I would have made the point and you would have gone ahead. Now, what is my point? My point is this. We need a change, right?
Yes.
If really and truly you are standing in the position of a change, and you are coming on this show this morning to tell me elections should be postponed, then I mean, I marvel. It's simply,
the weather is not conducive enough.
Me.
The weather is not conducive enough to conduct elections.
What weather? What weather are you talking about?
In that type of situation.
So when will you usher in the change that you've been clamoring for?
Give them 6 months.
No, hold on.
Let the military go on an offensive and secure the area. But
how do you do that?
I doubt this government can do it.
We cannot stop a part of the... See, we cannot stop a part of Nigeria or country to stop just because we need to do something.
They deserve all the right, and they have all the right to participate in
all right,
elections.
Let's take a call from John. John, how are you today? Hello, John.
It's bad enough. It's bad enough that they're living in a tense situation, that their lives and properties have been destroyed. Now you want to take away their civic responsibility to vote.
Nobody said. As INEC come out to say there will be elections there.
Would INEC conduct elections? Are there polling booths in Sambisa Forest and environs?
Excuse me,
Are there polling booths around there? Are there polling booths in Baga?
Yes. What
evidence do you have to show me your evidence?
You think APC would not have made noise if there are not
evidence?
I mean, what are you talking about? I know that APC. I mean, let's take this call. Ambrose is calling us from Jos. Ambrose, good morning.
Good morning, Dako.
How are you today?
I'm fine.
Well done.
Yeah, I think I will go Benga on this case.
Okay.
Yeah, Benga. You know, Nigeria, the situation of Nigeria now is just like we are just hopeless.
Exactly.
Especially those at the northeast, they are very, very hopeless. They don't even know where to face and what to do. They are more confused than those who are in the south and southwest. Those are in the middle belt, those are in north central, even coping up. But those from the north, as I'm speaking to you now, are even hopeless. They don't know where to run to, and if you have to count of those refugees in other countries, it's something very worrisome. So I believe. Benga, the point is he's trying to make something very, very tangible. The federal government should do something they should have done something earlier than this. This is just like tomorrow. February is at the corner. When would the insurgency end? Promise has come several times. They will end that up to date. Even the current chief of army staff made the promise that insurgency will end within when they make him the
CDS, Marshal Bade, yes.
Yeah, but what will the government do differently in 6 months or in 1 year? What will government do differently?
When there's a new government, they will change. They will have a different approach. Corruption in the military will be brought to a minimum, and every taxpayer's dollar that has been spent on security will be accounted for. This government is not doing that.
All right.
Therefore, Nigerians are calling for change.
John, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
Good morning.
Go ahead and make your contribution.
Yes. Yes. I'm fine. Good morning.
Morning, John. We can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead and talk to us.
Please, I just want to talk to Benga what you have just said. I don't know the interest Benga has about this postponement
of elections.
The interest is that they're Nigerians and they deserve to vote.
Who said they will not vote? INEC said they will vote.
Secure their lives and property.
Okay, let's listen to John.
I don't know. Benga, are you trying?
Can you make your point, John? And
listen.
Okay.
Benga, we Nigerians, we are ready at any time for this election. We don't need election to be postponed.
How about the Nigerians in northeast,
Yes, we are ready.
in the northeastern part of the country? Are they not Nigerians like you and I? They do have a right to vote, don't they?
Hello, John.
Okay, I think we lost John there.
But
look,
you
let's
see,
not be
INEC
selfish
has
about
come
this.
out several
They are
times.
part of Nigeria. Look, Nigeria is one
Who told
entity.
you that they will be disenfranchised, Benga? Where are you getting this
You have
from?
internally displaced people in
Okay.
their hundreds of thousands.
And they
That
beat
is an
camp.
obvious fact.
Many of them are in camp.
Are they registered?
Who
They've been
told you they are not
disenfranchised. They're
registered?
not registered. Dapo, they're not registered.
Who told you they are not
What will
registered?
happen to-
Registration
How do you-
has been done. Major registration has been done long before now.
There are about 7 local governments on the Boko Haram territory.
Okay.
How do you conduct elections in those areas?
Security.
There are Nigerians that are living
Security.
there. Security.
Yes,
And it's
security.
still,
Now-
you
now
tell
let
the
me tell you-
insurgents that,
let me
wait,
say this.
hold
Let me
on,
say this.
Boko Haram, we want
That-
to conduct elections, please give us
I
2
mean,
days
the
to
military,
conduct our
the
elections.
Nigerian military, they are not
you
God.
know-
They cannot be
So
everywhere
why
at the same
do we
time.
still have
Hold
this
on.
insurgency? Why have they not been able to tackle it in the
All
past
right,
few months?
let's take
You
this
know
call.
why I would want election?
Let's take this call. Biadu, how are you? Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Bino and Benga, Adapo and Benga. I want to ask Benga this question.
Okay.
Do we have, in all these states that we have insurgency, do we have sitting governors? I just want a simple yes or no.
Do we have a state of emergency? I'd like to ask you that question.
We don't. That
Yes,
is what
and
we
when you have a state
that
of
is where I'm
emergency,
going. That means there is nothing.
the governors
but
cannot
nothing
order
efficient.
generals.
We have sitting governors. We have legislative people that carrying out.
Biadu,
We have House of Assembly
let's
members
make a
carrying
point.
out their legislative duties.
Good.
Even now, we have people contesting that
This-
have won primaries.
This year, Biadu,
People are there.
You'll get sentimental
so
rhetoric.
I'm not-
Therefore.
that's not
You're
being
being-
sentimental.
Let's talk facts
I'm
here.
talking about objectivity.
It's not
Okay,
a
let's-
ghost town. We have people there that
Yes.
are ready for election.
Exactly.
And therefore, election must go on.
Elections must go on, Benga.
Look, she mentioned.
Biadu.
Thank
God
you very
bless
much
you.
for calling, Biadu.
Elections must go
elections
on.
can't go on. She mentioned you have sitting governors there.
Yeah.
You have a state of emergency.
Okay.
The sitting governor cannot order troops. He is not in charge of military
He
tactics.
can.
It is the commander in
He
chief.
can.
He cannot.
Benga, he
therefore.
can.
Look,
Let me
you
tell
have
you
a copy
something.
of the
What-
constitution.
I
Why-
do have.
Let's not. This
Let me
is
tell you,
national TV.
in this
therefore.
kind of-
Don't
in
say
this
those
kind of
things.
situation,
Well, I
In
mean,
this kind of situation,
it is a state of
can.
emergency. Why is it a state of emergency? then?
Anselm is calling out from me now. Anselm, good morning.
Cannot.
Good morning.
Check your facts. Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
We're very,
Very
well,
well.
thank you.
Well, on your conversation,
Yes, please go ahead and make your contribution, Anselm.
yeah, the election should go ahead and take place.
You are blessed
Let
beyond the
him
curse.
give his
you
reasons.
are blessed beyond the curse. You go ahead and make your point.
Yeah, I know the place is part of Nigeria.
Okay.
The election should go on.
And there are
and
millions of
go.
Nigerians that are there.
There are millions of Nigerians there. It will not stop Nigeria from voting.
Anselm, will
and
you
getting-
volunteer as an INEC official to go conduct
That is being
elections
sentimental
there?
now,
That is
Benga.
not. That
That
is
is
a
being
fact.
sentimental
That
now.
is a fact.
That is being sentimental
That
now.
is a fact. Let him answer that question.
He said,
Would you volunteer as an INEC official to go conduct elections in the northeastern part of Nigeria?
if due to
What
the
guarantee do you have that your life will be secured?
well, due to the security challenges down there, the particular place like the Sabisa side, they should leave the Sabisa side and continue election in other places of Nigeria, other parts of Nigeria. Elections should
Elections
go
has
on in
never
other
taken
parts.
place in every part of Nigeria before anyway. Anyways, so if we leave one local government out, it's not going to at any point in time jeopardize
It
the
is
fact
irresponsible.
that a right man
It
is
irresponsible
elected back
of a
into
government.
office.
And the only reason why I would sway, I might be persuaded to
Yes.
go with your argument that elections should hold,
Yes.
is because we cannot continue like this. There needs to be a change in government. This government has simply failed on all parameters.
Yeah, I prompted your insight. I prompted your insight into feeling that way.
Economy.
Yeah.
Every measurable means of judging
Yeah.
a performance. This government has done badly. So it will be
We're
best,
talking about
even if
elections.
elections
We're talking
go
about
ahead
elections, yeah.
to be held,
Yes.
there will be a change. And Nigerians will be better off.
And so for me,
Because,
Benga,
I mean, you
Benga-
say you are tried and tested.
Yes.
What is your scorecard?
I have shared scorecard with you on this show. I have shared that with you. I have shared that with you. Let me tell you something. The fact that armed robbers, hold on.
Look, the government keeps making empty promises.
Let me give you an analogy.
When Alex Bade was appointed as CDS, he said insurgency will be over in a few months. President Jonathan keeps saying we're on top of the situation.
Do you know how long it took? Do you know how long it took the United States of America
to put? Let me tell you something. There has been no attack on the soil of the United States of America since 9/11. That is responsibility.
Before then, hold on. Oh yes. Who told you insurgency will ever? When we solve this problem, who told you it will ever come back?
When we have a change of leadership. When we have the right people with the right frame of mind in government.
Let's take Peter. Peter is calling from Abuja. Peter, how are you?
I'm calling from Akure. Good morning.
Akure, sorry.
Morning, Peter.
Yeah, good morning, PDP man.
Thank you very much for that, Maradona.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning,
I will support Dako this morning. I will not support.
God bless you, Peter.
This morning.
What are your reasons, Peter?
God bless you, Peter. And on this revelation, I will build my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail.
Yeah, thank you. This morning, I'm going with Dako this morning.
Okay.
You know the reason is that.
Yeah, just go ahead.
Yeah. We are tired of can you see, imagine the level of corruption in this country. We just want to change. We want to change, we want, election must take place this year. We are prepared. But the reason that we want government to put in a place where those people in the IDPs should vote.
Okay, but it's too late.
They should put in a place where they could accommodate those people in those areas of Northeast region so that they will be able to vote.
All right.
We are prepared. We want to change, please.
And INEC has been telling us that there is plan to ensure election take place in those
places. 7 weeks to elections.
No, but it's not now. Are they starting now? They're not starting now.
Do they have their votes? They don't.
They've been working on it.
They've been disenfranchised.
Let them assure us that those in the IDP camps will be captured.
It's okay.
If they can, they assure us. If they can assure, let us know the
election.
All right. Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you. God bless you. All right. Benga, see, my concern, it borders around security for people to be able to exercise their civic right.
So how do you do that in this type of atmosphere?
Those states are already under a state of emergency.
State of emergency,
all
but attacked. You see Boko Haram moving around in convoys, in armed convoys, like they're not state of emergency. There's a state of emergency, but there was an attack 2 days ago in Baga.
Do you believe in God? Do you believe in God?
Of course I believe in God.
You believe in God. Do you know that this insurgency can die before the elections?
Look, let's not.
I'm asking a question.
God is not going to come down and miracles don't happen.
Yeah, he will use people. He will use people. That's what I'm saying.
If it's not happened in the last 3 years, it's high time with the government of the starts taking responsibility.
Okay, so they just don't give orders to the.
It's the basic responsibility of government to protect the lives and property of Nigerians.
Idris is calling us from Osun State. Idris, good morning. Hello, Idris. Hello, Idris. Hello, Idris. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. And if government can fail at that primary level, then they don't deserve to be there for another 4 years.
The fact that the insurgency prevailed up till today is not an indication that the government is not doing anything. Don't make it look as if the government is not doing anything. It's not fair.
Billions have been squandered. They're not. It seems like they're not doing anything.
See, okay. So what you're simply saying is that we don't have a military.
They're not.
Nigeria doesn't have a military.
They might be there, but
that's what you're saying.
They're ill-equipped. The other day, the president went to the Senate to borrow $1 billion. I don't know what the money has been used for because we're not seeing the results.
So you can ask the Senate. You can ask the Senate. But I can tell you, I can tell you that the Nigerian army. Let me tell you this very authoritatively that they have been equipped.
I'll read an excerpt from.
They have been equipped.
From
they have the skills.
Pastor Bakare's sermon last church. He says, I painted a clear picture of where we are. A disaster is ahead of us. If the Northerner emerges as winner, whether he has won the election free or fair or not, people will allege rigging. If Jonathan wins the election free and fair, they will allege he used his power of incumbency to rig the election. The weather is not conducive for any election in February this year. For that matter, and I've quoted the right sections of the Constitution that empowers the President and the National Assembly to extend the elections for a 6-month period. provided it's not to stay in power or to elongate,
that's Bakari's opinion.
To work critically.
Yes.
And it makes a lot of sense,
opinion.
and I agree with him.
I
agree with him.
Oh, it's okay, it's fine. It's your opinion.
But
it's your opinion, and you are entitled to it.
The big
but I'm
but
saying
is
that
a government that cannot provide security for
no,
the
if
past
you look
3
at
years.
it, see,
what miracle would they do for the next 6
You don't
months?
even have an idea. You don't even know who is going to win the elections. If it's postponed for 1 year,
from the yearnings
you don't know
and aspirations
who
of
will
Nigerians.
win. Do you know?
We know that the APC will win.
Oh, like seriously?
Yeah, like seriously, Benga. Do you want to continue with no power? No 60% of your youth are unemployed. You want to continue with...
the economy is going through a lot right now. But I tell you, after this election, things are going to get better. Things are looking up.
Bad security situation.
Things are looking up.
You want,
things are looking up.
Nigerians want,
you know, as usual on the show...
and they deserve better.
As usual on the show...
I'm very angry with you today.
Time just flies. Time just flies, as usual on the show. We've had a very, very thorough and a very in-depth discussion this morning. I mean, Benga said he's angry. I am angry also. All of us are just agitating.
We'll take this outside the studio.
All of us are just agitating for a change. And we believe that God will help us to usher in the change that Nigeria deserves. And that is why Nigerians need to be careful about the selection and the selection and the decisions that we take as we as election, hold come February. I mean, federal government has not come out to say it will not hold. That means in February, elections are still holding. We want to thank you for being a part of another very beautiful episode of our show. This is Crossfire. As usual, we'll be back tomorrow with another very interesting topic. Myself and Benga will be here to slug it out again. And we want to say a very big thank you to all the people who called into the show. We appreciate the fact that you called in and you made your contribution. Thank you so very much. Join us again tomorrow morning for another very interesting episode. God bless you.
Bye.